Someone let me cook a little too long. Let's go over our new Fire King Unchained build. What's going on, fellow tryhards? It's Tom with Tryhard Gaming, bringing you back a brand new video. So, also got the new Fire King structure deck mat. So, for those who didn't know, I made a post about this earlier this week, or I think yesterday, the day before, depending on when I release this video. Went undefeated at locals, got the mat. This was one of the two mats that I wanted to get this year. One of the other ones that I didn't get to go to an event for was the Red Dragon Archfiend one, because I grew up watching that show, or watching that era. So, really excited to get. If I didn't get that one, I got this one. So I was really excited to actually win this one. So, yeah, we're gonna kind of go over one of the new deck builds that I've been kind of cooking with. I haven't got to take this to a locals yet, but I probably plan to this week, and just to see what this deck can actually do. Yeah, so Fire King Unchained. A lot of the cards in this deck, it's mainly going to be a Fire King deck, first and foremost. There's a very small Unchained engine, but you are able, if you can already see, you're able to go into like your Wave High King, your Yama, your Soul of Rage, all that. So you'll see a lot of common cards that mix with each other, and a lot of links that. This is pretty much a more like a link heavier version of Unchained to me. It's just got the five XYZs. But let's kind of go over let's kind of break this thing down. So we have, we're gonna start off with the Fire King engine. We got your two Garunics, which is your fire chicken, your big fire chicken. So, for those who don't know, this card, whenever a card is popped, you can special it from hand or graveyard, and then just bring it out. And then whenever he hits the field, he has a chain to pop a card from hand, field, or deck. That's where you either pop Kirin, Arvada, or your Barong, just depending on the situation. But I only run 2, I don't run 3. I've seen a lot of OCG lists only run 1 of this card. But I think for now 2 in this list is pretty solid. Next we have your 3 Kirin. This card is arguably the best card in this deck. You're just able to pop a card and special this thing out, and then pop a card on field non-targeting. It's just really good. I really enjoy this card. Like using it, and I don't think this should change. 3 is pretty solid. Also, this can help you extend because it lets you pop a fire monster, so you can pop a Rua or Shabara. Spoilers. Of course, you have your baby fire chicken, Onyx. I love this little bird. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Really gets started off of Fire King Island. Lets you search for Sanctuary if you don't have it. It's your 1-card starter. This is a godsend to have in your hand, as long as it doesn't go interrupted. This card is just really, really solid. I really enjoy it. Also, it can special itself out from hand whenever you pop a card. So, if you decide to do your do one of your other combo lines to pop a card, or just use one of your Fire King card, or if you use Fire King Island to pop a card from your hand, if you have nothing on field, this will special itself out if you have this in hand. So it's like you could start off your turn going, if you open up Barong and Fire King Island along with this card, you don't even have to eat your normal up with this. You just literally go Fire King Island effect, pop Barong, and then during your opponent's standby phase, Barong is going to let you search for a Kirin or any Fire King monster. So, and this will be able to special itself out because the card was popped. So this is a really good starter. And then whenever it's special, you can search a Fire King spell or trap. So it's pretty solid. Next we have your 3 Arvada. This is your monster negate. It's really handy to have. You just pop a fire monster and it's able to negate a monster, and you can pop a Rua, you can pop Shabara. For the Unchained engine, you can pop your Onyx, you can pop any of your other names and just be able to benefit off of it as well and just keep rolling. Now we're gonna kind of get into the one-ofs for the monsters, which is the one barong. I cut Ring Bali, the spell trap negate. I don't see the reason having it right now. It'd probably be something I would side if I would be to recommend anything to somebody, is to side one or two. For the main reason that Centurion is still a thing. You have a lot of back row heavy decks right now with King Sark, with the Horus engine. You have the King Sark engine with a Horus, and you now have this deck. So if you're doing the mirror match, Ring Bali is going to be pretty handy. So you can just pop Sanctuary to get it off the field so they can't search Island. It puts them on half Island in hand. Now the spells. So I only run 2 of each. 2 Fire King Island, 2 Sanctuary. I like Sanctuary. I've really thought about running this at 3, but I think 2 is really solid as well. This might actually, for the Unchained build, might be a 3 of, and might be 3-2, but I think Sanctuary being able to quick XYZ during your opponent's turn is really handy. You can make your big Garunix, or Garunix Eternity, and just kind of blow up the whole field as a last-ditch effort. So, and this also gives you protection for your Fire King Island, because if this thing gets destroyed, your entire board is getting nuked. So, you kind of want to have Sanctuary if you don't have it. And then the other 2 spells that are one-ofs in this deck for the Fire King engine is your Circle of the Fire Kings and your Fire King Skyburn. This card is super underrated. Every list that I have seen as of now has been running at least one of. I've seen some run it at 2. But Skyburn is really effective to just pop, just be able to wipe the board and kind of get more crack back for your next turn. Circle of the Fire King, I debated on not running this, but if you run the Unchained engine, it says target 1 fire monster you control and then 1 in your grave. Pop the first one, special the other one. So you can go up with this card. You're able to pop, say you just have a Rua on field and you haven't activated his effect to special. You can use Circle if somebody goes to try to get rid of it. You can go Circle effect, pop him, and then bring back a Garunix or bring back a Kieran or an Arvada for a monster negate. So this card is so good. I really like using this in this build because it meshes really well with the Unchained engine. And speaking of, let's go ahead and get into that. So we run 3 Shavara. Of course, all of these are going to be fires except one of them. So again, Shavara is your quick effect, pop a Fiend or a set card on field, and then special. So a lot of people are going to ask, how do you get around the Fiend lock? Well, Shavara by himself does not Fiend lock you when you use his effect. Shavara, while he's on field, Fiend locks you. As long as he's face up on the field, he will Fiend lock you. And whenever you do that, you're able to either immediately get rid of him, or you pop a trap, and then you special out a second one of him to immediately go into your Wayfight King. Or you can link him off. You can link him off along with your Ling Kuribo or something else that's in the extra deck and go into your SP or go into your Soul of Rage. You're still able to access your main Unchained engine. It just varies on what part that you were trying to get to and what kind of line you want to try to make. So, to me, this is pretty good. Run 2 Rua and 1 Abominable Unchained Soul. So again, back to the whole Fiend lock thing. If you use his effect from hand to special and pop something, he will Fiend lock you. Now, as for just normal summoning or getting him specialed off of a trap, he will not lock you. So a Rua will not lock you into anything unless you use the effect to pop a trap from hand, or if you use his hand effect to special and then pop a card. So if you do that, then yeah, it's going to Fiend lock you, but if you don't, then you should be fine. Abominable Unchained Soul, one of, just a really good generic level 8 that you would want, because this is a non-target pop-a card, and you can keep bringing it back if it gets popped. So if your opponent wipes your board during their turn and you survive into the next turn, you're able to monster reborn this. It monster reborns itself during the end phase, so as long as it wasn't special that turn. So it's really handy to have, really good. I really like this part of the engine, but I'm more familiar with the Unchained than I am the Fire King as of right now. But I think everybody's just kind of waiting for the wanted, the rest of the Snake Eye engine to come up. But let's go over to some of the traps now. So we have 3 escape. Pretty self-explanatory. Target 1 Unchained, 1 card on field, pop both. And then whenever it's popped, you kind of, or whenever these are popped, then you get to special 1 Unchained from deck. So then you have your 1 Abominable Chamber. I thought about going 2 with these, but I'm doing some testing right now. I think 1 is handy because you're only usually going to be using that once. I'd say if I pump up the resilience of this deck for the Unchained engine, I'll probably cut it to 2 too, just to have a wider variety and make sure everything's kind of even. But that is the Unchained engine. Here is the generic utility and the consistency, as well as the hand traps. So, general utility, we have the 2 tactics. I mean, it's just a generically good card. It's a draw 2, it's a snatch steal, and it's a trap dust shoot all in 1 card if your opponent ashes you. So it really puts the crack down on your opponent. If you go Pawnex, they go ash. You go, okay, talents, let me see your hand. And there's when I was in YCS Indy, I actually did that to a guy when I was playing Unchained. I went, okay, Arua, pop the trap effect, and he went ash. And I said, okay, talents, let me see your hand, and he scooped it up immediately. So that's one of the things that this card can really do. Next one, we have your 3 Prospies. Card's great. It's just the excavate top 6. If you don't know what this card does by now, I mean, it's really cracked, and I really expect to see this on the ban list at 1. So I don't know. I hate to see it, but I mean, it just ups the consistency of the deck, just in case you're not seeing what you need to see. And then you have your hand traps, which you run 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru, and you 3 Infirm. So, I mean, I think right now, no matter what deck I've played as of recent, I like running 9 hand traps, 2-3 play sets. So, most of the time I like to do Imperm, Nib, and Ash, as you can see. This middle card can change. There's certain times where I don't really care for Nib. I'd sooner have an Effect Veiler over a Nibiru sometimes, which I might actually change that. These are kind of the flex, or that middle one's kind of the flex, but I think Imperm and Ash are some of your best hand traps as of right now. While I'm sitting here thinking about it, one of the other hand traps that I would kind of recommend in today's, they're kind of like, they're not really popular right now, but if you were going to look at like some other generic hand traps that would be good in this format, I would look at Ghost Ogre, and I would look at Lancia. I think both of these are really solid right now. Again, King Sark, really good to pop the King Sark, really good against this deck to pop your Sanctuary. It's just, this card is insane, really good against Centurion. Whenever they go to try to bring out one of their tuners or anything from the spell trap zone as it continues, you just go, okay, Ghost Veil, pop it. So it's really good to have. I think this card's going to be, I think it's really slept on, honestly. And as for Lancia, this card is okay right now. It's just really good against your Rescue Ace matchups. You just go, okay, I'm going to hit you with the Lancia, so you can't banish to special out Turbulence. You literally have to go emergency into that. And they're not able to do, they're not able to bring out Preventer, or like the banish. They're not able to special summon anything with their effects to like banish one from graveyard and then bring it out. So this card can actually kind of bottleneck their progress and what they're trying to do. And yeah, I think these 2 cards are kind of slept on. I don't run them as of right now, but I did run this when I was at YCS Indy, and it snuck me a couple wins. So I'm very much so for that card. But let's go ahead and crack into the extra deck. I don't have a sideboard right now for this. I've decided to kind of give you an idea, just to kind of tell you guys, if you have anything that you really want to put in this side deck, it's really all up to you. I mentioned earlier, if you want to put Ring Bali in here as a spell trap negate, more than happy, be more than happy to do that. Just put whatever. I just go with the generics. The two talents could be a thrust and a talent both, so you could use it as an extender, and you can have room in your extra deck or room in your side deck, so you can adjust accordingly and do one-ofs, because in my regular Unchained build I have a bunch of one-ofs, as you've seen, so you're able to just kind of play, or you have an out to it. You have an answer to most things that your opponents are playing, whether it be a mirror match or something completely different. So let's go ahead and get into the extra deck though. So we run 5 XYZ monsters. We run our Wave High King Caesar. Again, this card, if you open up your Shavara, if you open up a Shavara and a trap for the Unchained combo, you can literally start out by just going into him and not being fiend locked, and then just continue to play on and do regular Fire King combo. So that's why I think this is pretty solid. We run the 1 Garunix Eternity. It's a big board wipe if you have Sanctuary on your opponent's turn, so I kind of wait, especially if I go Wave High King and this card. I really like to wait to try to blow up the field. And again, if you have Solar Rage on the field and you do this and you have Yama in graveyard, you're just able to reestablish your entire board, have the same in board. So pretty solid. One more level 8. We got Dingirsu. Just a send. It's really good to have. Really good against the Unchained matchup, because if you send stuff besides Shavara, then they can't really do anything. If you just send an Arua, they're just like, okay, I can't do anything now. Or if you send any of the other monsters, they have to be destroyed. One of the other things that I kind of thought about running, but I don't really have right now, is a Photon Lord. It's just a monster negate. Photon Lord is anyway, so it's just really, I mean, it's insane. But it's kind of expensive right now. Where the Rarity Collection just came out, for those who are looking for a somewhat budget build, Dingirsu comes from a Super all the way up to a QC, so having a Dingirsu is, for most of your people who have bought into the set are going to have at least one, so really good card to throw in here. And then you have your Zeus, and then you have your Typhon. So you have the the two outer space robot things to get you through the day. Very solid. You can swing it with this, make a Zeus, as long as you don't use a Rua effect, or you can just overlay this even after you use a Rua effect, because this is a fiend and you're fiend locked, so you're still able to do what you need to do. A lot of things people seem to forget with this card is if you drop it, then yeah, it locks out people out of 3,000 or more activated effects, because you can't activate them, but during your turn after you play this card, you cannot normal or special summon. You need to be careful of that. So if you catch somebody up at your locals, make sure that they do not normal or special after they drop this card on you. So that's the XYZs. Now we're going to go into the links. We have a small Unchained package, being one Yama, very standard, let you search. Your Graveyard Recursion effect to bring back something if it gets popped. You have your 1 Rage. I thought about cutting that down to 1 in the actual Unchained build, but I think 2's kind of heavy. 2's kind of good to have. You have your Soul of Anguish to link off into your Unchained Devil. And for your, I mean, this is just good for your flu matchup as well. So a lot of the flu matchup, the Fire King, now that you're running the main Fire King line on this, or that it's going to be a Fire King heavy deck, your Fire King engine is going to be taking care of most of the flu stuff besides the Unchained stuff. So if you end on Fire King if you end on the regular Fire King board along with an A-bomb, then you're just going to be able to do everything you possibly could ever want and do what you need. So I really like the smaller engine in this. It just does a lot. So we're gonna go ahead, move this to the side, and now we have the other packages like your generic Fire King links. So we have one link Karibo, your one IP, we have your one SP. So I like having these three. You can link off Ponix with link Karibo. Just really good to link this off and get IP as well. And the reason that you want these two in here is because you can go Heat Soul, and Heat Soul is your draw outlet, so you're able to kind of add more card advantage. You don't really have a whole lot of that in Unchained unless you run Griffin Lock, and then you run the risk of getting the Beard. But this is really this is your, you know, if you want to extend that far and get this and then get a Garunix on field, it's just really nice. Then we have your OTK, or your OTK machine here. Access code is just a generically good link 4. Really busted, really nice. Thought about running Dark and Hida in here. You very well could if you wanted to take out the Wave High King, because I know there's not really a lot of level 6s in here. So you might want to take that out, or you could take out that and that and Heat Soul. Well, actually, you probably just take out that and Access Code. Just however you want to do it. I'd probably say if you're wanting to do the OTK here, you probably want to keep the Access Code. But that being said, the Celine line's not in this as well, so it's kind of just there. But or you could take out this card. So this is your last card. This is your White Woman Jump Scare, your Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. You're really going to want this card just for the Pearly matchups, just so you can kind of link off with your opponent's towers. It's just really good. I've never had it come up yet, but this card is devastating when it drops, because usually if they sit on one big tower and you just knock it off with this, you're pretty much on. By that point, you're pretty much gaming. You probably got game on board and you're ready to swing. So, and yeah, I forgot to mention, SP is just SP Little Knight. It's just such a good card. It's generically broken in all of its ways, but it's a solid card, and I think it's gonna be staying around for a while. So, yeah, guys, that was the Unchained Fire King deck. Let's go ahead and actually, before we go, let's do a couple test hands. Why don't we? Alright, so now that you know the cards and you know you have an idea of what they do, let's go ahead and go over some of the combos that this deck has. So first and foremost, we're going to go over just the regular Fire King combos for those who don't know. So this card, your Little Baby Fire Chicken, is going to be your main 1-card starter. So we'll go ahead and start with that. We'll go Ponix, normal summon effect. That will let you search out your Sanctuary. You will activate your Sanctuary, and Sanctuary will let you place your Fire King Island. And then once you have Fire King Island, you're able to pop your Ponix, and then add your Garunix. Or you add your Garunix to hand. Then where Garunix has the effect where a card was popped, or a fire card was popped, you're able to special him out. And then you're able to pop a card from hand, deck, or field. So Garunix will pop our Barong. And then we'll go to our standby, your opponent's standby phase, and you will use the effect of Barong to add a Kieran to hand. And then you will use your Little Baby Fire Chicken to add himself back to hand. So at this point, you're able to use Kieran effect to pop your Baby Fire Chicken in hand, and he will continuously recycle himself. The Little Baby Fire Chicken loves to do that, so we'll keep that in mind during your standby phase. But this will come out, and you're going to be able to overlay and go into your big Garunix. So you're able to go into that one. So that's the 1-card combo of the deck. That's the main one. And oh, I forgot to mention this when I was going over the extra deck. Your big Garunix is able to bring back out the 2 level 8s. If you don't get to use the spell Trap Pop, that card is going to be able to just recur a lot of the stuff that the 2 level 8s that you have. So being Garunix and Kieran, you're just going to be able to recycle those 2. Now your 2 card combo is going to be your Ponix and your Arvada. And again, you're going to just open up with your Ponix effect, and that will let you search out your Sanctuary. Sanctuary is going to let you place the field spell. And then field spell, instead of popping our Ponix here, you will pop your Arvada in hand. Or actually, before we even do that, we need to go ahead and link our baby Ponix off and go into our Linkuriboh. So once we go into our, let's put it right there. Once we have our Linkuriboh on the field, now is the time where we go Fire King Island to pop our Arvada in hand, and then bring out, grab our Garunix, and then Garunix effect to special, and then Garunix will let you pop. Actually, I forgot, whenever we popped Arvada, we were able to bring back our Ponix because that's his effect. And then from here, we can pop our Kieran from deck and then bring out our Arvada back. And at this point, you're kind of open. You can do a Little Knight play or an IP play, because where you special Ponix off of Arvada effect, this is going to get popped during the end phase. So you could get rid of your Garunix and Linkuriboh. So that's just part of the main combo as well, so you can do that on this line. Let's kind of go over some of the ones that I'm excited to go over, and that is going to be your Unchained combos with the Fire King support. So with this, if you open up, actually, if you don't even have to open up Ponix for this line, if you open up Sanctuary and you open up a Arua, this is one of the 2 card combos that I like doing, or just being able to do your regular combo line. You can go Sanctuary, so this will be in your hand. Go Fire King Island, don't activate its effect. Normal summon your Arua. Go into your Fire King Island effect, popping your Arua, and then you will grab your Garunix. And here you will be able to chain block. You'll be able to go Arua Chainlink 1, Garunix Chainlink 2. So you get a special Garunix, and you'll get to bring out an Unchained monster. So, and again, this will not Fiend Lock you. So this is really good. If you're going second, you can bring out your level 8 and pitch a card to be able to non-targeting pop a card on field. Or you are able to go into your Shavara here. And then since we have popped, we still haven't got to pop Garunix, or to use our Garunix pop, we can go into our Barong here and pop our Barong just to be able to add a Kieran to our hand. So that's one of the 2 card combos you have, or again, it could either be Fire King Island and Arua. So there's a lot of fun things you could do with this deck. One of the other combo lines that I would like to go over is kind of some of the 3 card combos. So if you open up your regular 2 card combo with Unchained, or if you, actually we can go Shavara here, because this will actually give us a better way to do so. Let's say you open up these 3. So these 3 are going to get you a crazy board. We'll set the chamber, and then we can pop it with our Shavara. And then since we have popped that, we can activate our Abominable effect to special, or Abominable Chamber to special another Shavara. And we're only on summon 2, so we can go ahead and overlay these 2 and go into a Wayfight King. And right here also you could either go into a Yama to search to do Chainlink 1 Yama, Chainlink 2 Shavara, and you can recycle that as well. Or if you used Arua, you can do the same thing, just without going into this first. But for combo's sake, we'll go ahead and just do that. Now that we're kind of free playing, now that we are not Fiend locked, because again, this card only locks you if it's face up on the field. Shavara does anyway. We can normal summon our baby fire chicken. He will proc. We are going to be able to add Fire King Sanctuary, activate the Sanctuary to go into our Fire King Island. And then from here, we're going to, again, we have 2 other cards in hand, but we're probably, for the sake of this, we're going to pop our Ponix, because we are going to be able to add him back at the end of the turn, or the standby phase of your opponent's turn. Add Garunix effect to special, and pop a card. And we could just end it with popping Barong here, or we can continue on to Link. We can go Arvada here, and then bring back the Fire Chicken, and then link off the big Fire Chicken with the small one and go into an IP or an SP. But if you're just wanting to be able to do a quick XYZ during your opponent's turn for another form of interaction, you can link off, or you can pop the Barong and then bring back the Fire Chicken to your hand during your opponent's turn, as well as grab a Kieran. So you still have the regular 1-card combo line with that. You just have a Wave High King Caesar as well. This line can also end on a Soul of Rage if you so choose. So instead of going, instead of being able to overlay here, you're literally just going to go Soul of Rage instead. And it just flies really low, so you're able to do that as well. If you link off, you're also able to set a trap, and you're able to pop. So let's actually go over that line as well. Alrighty, so while I was thinking about it, this is actually one of the other 2-card combos that can get you into Soul of Rage. It's a 2-card Soul of Rage with a set escape. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our Arua. We're going to just normal, and then we can activate our Kieran, because it'll let us pop a fire monster and special itself. So we will pop that, getting rid of our Arua, and then Arua will trigger to bring out our Soul of Shavara. And here we can link these 2 off, and we are able to go into our Soul of Rage. Simple as that for this line. And where we linked off with Shavara, we are able to go and set either our Chamber or our Escape. We're able to go either one of those. Usually you want to set the Escape to be able to pop a card, and that is just with a Arua and a Kieran. So what else can we do? So what we're going to try to do next is we're going to go over one of the other lines. Again, we're going to kind of go over one of the 3-card combo lines, which is going to be your Shavara, your Trap, and a Ponix. And you can really start this out however you like, because you have this instead of Arua, or if you had Arua instead of this, you want to start with Ponix. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is, to be on the safe side, we'll start off with a Ponix effect, and we will grab a Sanctuary. We will activate our Sanctuary, do the same thing, go ahead and place our Fire King Island, and then from here what we can do is we can activate our island to pop our Ponix and grab our Garunix, the big fire chicken. So at this point we'll activate Garunix to special and then pop a card, and we will pop a Barong. And then after we pop our Barong, this will not trigger until your opponent's standby phase. We're able to go full combo as normal, so we can go Escape, Shavara, pop the Escape effect to special 1. We will special out our Arua, link these 2 off, and then we will go into our Yama here, wherever he may be. There he is. So we're able to go into our Yama. Then we'll go Chain Link 1 Yama and Chain Link 2 Shavara. Here we can either set another escape, or if you want to continue playing, you can go ahead and grab your chamber, which is why I only run one. So, and then we will add back our Arua from grave. At this point, we're not doing anything else on our turn, so we're going to go ahead and activate the Arua effect to special and pop our chamber. Arua will trigger, or excuse me, chamber will trigger to bring out another monster. We will bring out either our Abominable Unchained Soul, or we can bring out our Shavara. So at this point, we will bring out our Abominable, and we will link off our Abominable and our Yama to go into wrong one. I keep grabbing the wrong one. We can go Soul of Rage again, or here we can also go into our Soul of Anguish, depending on the board. If you're going second, you can go Soul of Anguish there. So again, depending on how you want to do it, you can end on this board as well. So if this gets popped, you still have an Arua special. You have Yama in graveyard to bring this back, and you also have this to add. And during your standby phase, you're going to be able to add your Ponix back to hand because it was popped during your opponent's turn. And Barong will let you add your Kieran. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. I'm really thankful for you guys. We hit 80 subs in the matter of just that little bit, where the past couple weeks we've jumped up like 15, 16 subscribers. So I'm really thankful for that. We're almost to 100 by the end of the year. The goal I kind of set for myself as of last year. I know it's not much for a lot, but I'm really excited to try to get this done. Also, as you've seen in the video, I'm so excited that I actually got this mat. This is one of my favorite structure decks whenever I picked up the game. Really excited to get this because I really like this deck, and it plays to me a lot like Unchained, and that's why I kind of did this deck build, because this deck does mesh with Unchained just a little bit. Now, I could be on Copium with this, but I'm really excited to try it and to give you guys an update here in the next little bit. But guys, don't forget to leave a like. Comment what you want to see next. I'm always open to ideas and trying to see what we can do for the channel and what you guys want to see. So, without further ado, guys, my name's Tryhard Tom, and we'll see you later, Tryhards. Peace.